Respected Chief Guest, Head of the Department, distinguished dignitaries, and the graduates present here today, I extend a warm welcome to the 6th Department Degree Distribution Program of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, IIT Madras. I kindly request the Head of the Department and the Chief Guest to take their seats on the dais. I now request the Head to welcome the Chief Guest with a fruit basket. Let us start today's program with the invocation, Tamil Thai Vaalthu, followed by Vande Mataram. I therefore request you all to rise.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிர் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां श्यामलां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रजोत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी गुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमकुलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्
I would now like to request Professor Rajesh to deliver the welcome address and present the annual report.
Honorable Chief Guests, Sri Chamo Krishna Shastriji, graduates, colleagues, invited guests, parents, and all present on this auspicious occasion. I am honored and privileged to welcome you to the 61st Convocation of the Institute and the 6th Departmental Degree Distribution Program. This is an occasion of celebration. Occasions of this sort help us reflect on our journey so far and the larger goals ahead. It makes our resolution stronger for a better tomorrow. Dear graduates, you came to this institution a few years ago. You must have gone through a range of events that became your experience. You have spent a minimum of 5 precious years of your life on this campus. Every moment of your time on this campus is going to make you who you become in the days ahead in your life. Many things that you are going to do, that you are going to undertake, will reflect your time at IIT Madras campus. In other words, IIT Madras will remain part of your life. At the end of your formal journey at the Institute, this morning you went under oath in the presence of the Institute Director, who is the Chief Academic and Administrative Officer and the Chairman of Academic Senate of this institution. You topped up your oath with a prayer to the Almighty in the form of a shloka from Taittiriya Upanishad. The shloka means, may the Lord protect and bless us. May He nourish us, giving us strength to work together for the good of humanity. May our learning be brilliant and purposeful. May we never turn against one another. This prayer reads as Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanai Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karvavahe, Tejo Sinamadiitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. In addition to congratulating you, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors and add my prayers to yours for all of you as well. This year, we will award 12 doctorate degrees to research scholars. I read their names: Shayanti Chatterjee, who worked with Professor Aisha Vishwamohan on gendering the small town, globalization, and representation of women in post 2010 Hindi cinema. Gina Ann, who worked with Dr. Milind Brahme and Dr. Roland Vijay on pedagogy of science in Indian schools towards inquiry and activity based learning. Atira Anand, who worked with Dr. Joe Thomas Karakatu on China's maritime outreach towards Kollam, Kozhikode, and Kochi, 12th and mid 15th century AD. Chandrakanti Behra, who worked with Professor Subhas Sasidharan on foreign direct investment and technology spillovers, a study of Indian manufacturing. Simi K. Salim, who worked with Dr. Abhishek Parui on effects, artifacts, and intimate territories, domestic spaces in selected narratives of Muslim women from Kerala, 1942-2022. Arya Rachel Thomas worked with Dr. Professor Umakant Das and Dr. Santosh Kumar Sahu on an in-depth analysis of illness-related hardship functioning hardship financing in India. Anchita Krishna, who worked with Professor Swarnlata on making sense of the troubles, narrating the toxic space of the anthropons. Nilima B, who worked with Dr. Divya A on castes, social space, and public sphere, a textual study of secret of select life narratives from Kerala. A. Harishankar, who again worked with Dr. Divya A on deconstructing Oriental life, decoding narratives of imperial justice in the writings of Captain Philip Meadow Taylor. Jyoti Mishra worked with Professor Aisha Vishwamohan on Of God, Men, and the Politics of the Chosen, competing masculinities and nationalism in Regio Mythological Hollywood Epics 2010-2016. Avenita Mohanty worked with Professor Sudhir Chellarajan on food sovereignty and the changing agrarian and socio-economic life of Konds in Raigada. And Rashi Srivastava, who worked with Dr. Abhishek Parui and Dr. Merin Semiraj on narratives of post traumatic stress, the Vietnam War in contemporary fiction. Along with this, we will be awarding 42 MA degrees to students from MA English Studies and MA Development Studies. We are pleased to have Sri Chamu Krishna Sastri as our chief guest who will address you shortly. We, as the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, are one of the constituent units of IIT Madras. As you know, IIT Madras continues to retain the top rank among the institutions of Indian higher education. This premier technical institute has received the top honors in the NIRF ranking of the Ministry of Education of the Government of India successively. We must continue on this path towards becoming a socially sensitive and relevant institution as well. We must strive to lead in mentoring the capacity building outside the institute as well. In my humble duty to present to you a short report on the department, I have the following. In 23-24, the department added 2 members to its faculty, Dr. Deepak Paramsivan and Dr. V.S. Srinath. Dr. Paramsivan works in the areas of Carnatic music, Indian aesthetics, and ethnomusicology, whereas Dr. Srinath works in the area of literary aesthetics. They come to IIT Madras with teaching and research experience from reputed institutions. The department welcomes them and hopes to provide them with a congenial environment for their academic growth. This year also saw the superannuation of Professor V.R. Muralidharan, one of the senior professors of the department and an economist who has spent his lifetime working on health economics and policy. He has also been appointed as Professor Emeritus in the department for the next 3 years. During the academic year 23-24, our department organized 6 conferences, 4 workshops, and 3 short-term courses on various topics of varied research interests. The members of the faculty who organized these events are Dr. Santosh Kumar Sahu, Dr. Joe Thomas Karakattu, Dr. Merin Semiraj, Dr. Abhishek Parui, Dr. Hemchandran Kara, Dr. Anandita Sahu, Dr. Sonika Gupta, Dr. Matangi Krishnamurthy, Professor Suvas Sasidharan, and Professor Sudarshan Padmanavan, among others. The 13th edition the 13th edition of the HSS Annual Academic Conference was organized on the 6th and 7th of April 2024 with the timely theme of artificial intelligence. Faculty members of our department also participated in approximately 35 conferences, workshops, and symposia both in India and abroad. A total number of 72 special lectures at prestigious institutions have been delivered by our faculty throughout this academic year. Professor Swarnlata Rangarajan authored the book Desecra- Desert Escapes in the Global South and Beyond Anthropon's Nature Culture. This was published by Routledge in the Studies in World Literature and the Environment series. During academic year 23-24, faculty members and research scholars from the department authored approximately 20 book chapters and over 70 research papers in esteemed journals. Additionally, research scholars have made more than 50 presentations at national and international conferences. Our colleagues received nominations to several national and international advisory boards. The department of this research profile owes much to the indispensable contributions of the PhD students who constitute the foundation of our research endeavors. Many of them are here today to receive their degrees. In recognition of their academic accomplishment, faculty members and students have received numerous distinction, awards, and memberships to the editorial boards in scholarly journals. Dr. R. Santos was awarded the British Academy Visiting Fellowship by the University of Sussex, UK, for the period between September and December 23. Dr. Aditya Kolachana, who heads Indian Knowledge System, has been awarded a fellowship by London Mathematical Society to visit the UK for 3 weeks, delivering lectures and collaborating on research with colleagues at the University of St Andrews, Oxford, Cambridge, and the International Centre for Mathematical Sciences at Edinburgh. Dr. Joe Thomas Karakatu received the Serimati Matri Annapurna Gurunath Award for Excellence in Teaching for the year 2024 in the 65th Institute Day on the 20th April 2024. Professor M. Suresh Babu has been appointed as the Director of Madras Institute of Development Studies, Chennai, for a term of 5 years starting April 24. Dr. Santosh Kumar Sahu was honored with the Chaiti Samman by the District Collector Raigada, Government of Orissa, in recognition of his leadership, innovative approach, and significant contribution to education. Professor Solomon Benjamin received several recognition in this year 2024. A few of them are the Urban Land Commons in the Global South Award from CNRS Geographic Cities France 2024. Mercator Fellowship by the University of Siena. GRIP 24 Award by the Global Research Institute of Paris, France. Dr. Sonika Gupta was awarded with the Latrobe Asia Visiting Fellowship Award 2024 by Latrobe University, Melbourne, Australia. Dr. Hemchandran Kara secured funds for the Center for Capabilities and Access Building across disciplines in 2024. Dr. Abhishek Parui and Dr. Marin Semiraj were awarded a retainer consultancy project titled Understanding Diversity Implications from IIT, Indian Institute of Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kottayam, and Mozilla Foundation. Five students of the department went on semester exchange to foreign universities in July-November 2023. During this year, a significant number of students received placement offers from some of the leading companies such as McKinsey and Company, Council on Energy, Environment and Water, Core Book Consulting Private Limited, AV InWave, and Design Point Private Limited, among others. Several students went on to pursue higher studies at renowned universities worldwide. Notably, some our PhD students have been accepted into prestigious institutions and universities. During the academic year 23-24, the department received seven sponsored projects and consultancy assignments totaling 1.29 crores. Dear friends, I might have missed out mentioning a few items to this short list of short presentations, which is totally unintentional, but this list is by no means a total of our activities in the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. To conclude, I would like to express my gratitude to the Institute Director, Professor Kamakoti Veeranathan, for his encouragement and guidance, as well as the Deans, Chairperson, Center for Outreach and Digital Education, Placement Cell, Chairman, Council of Wardens, and Engineering Unit for their unwavering support. My heartfelt thanks go to my esteemed colleagues for their participation in the success of this event as well. My sincere and special appreciation goes to Mrs. V. Sita Lakshmi, Mrs. J. Tamil Arasi, Ms. Revati, and Mr. M. Manikandan, and Ms. Uma Maheshwari. Mr. Alvarasu, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, and Mr. Yuvraj deserve a special mention for their administrative and technical support. I acknowledge with gratitude the efforts of Vignesh, research legislator, and Atharva Joshi, MA branch counselor, for coordinating with the students. I extend my sincere thanks to our chief guest, Sri Chamu Krishna Sastriji, for gracing this occasion by accepting our invitation. Once again, I congratulate all the graduates today and wish them happiness, professional success, and fulfillment in their lives ahead. I am confident that they will contribute significantly to the nation building endeavors. God bless you. Jai Hind. Now, allow me the privilege of introducing our chief guest and inviting him to deliver his address. Padma Shri Sri Chamu Krishna Sastriji is an Indian educationist who has been consistently working for the revival of Sanskrit language. He is the trustee and secretary of the Sanskrit Promotion Foundation. He is the co-founder of Sanskrit Bharati. Now he is spearheading a movement to teach Sanskrit through Sanskrit. On 25th January 2017, the Government of India announced the Padma Shri Award in the category of literature and education for his contribution towards promoting Sanskrit. He is one of the founders of the Speak Sanskrit movement and has inspired thousands of volunteers to learn and teach Sanskrit through the unique tool Sambhashana Shiviram, a 10-day Speak Sanskrit class. He is the General Secretary of Sanskrit Bharati, which has branches across the country. He has been a member of the Grant and Aid Committee under Ministry of Education, Government of India, and has been associated with the National Council of Educational Research and Training, Central Board of Secondary Education, and various state boards in connection with Sanskrit education. He learned Sanskrit from the Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapeeth at Tirupati. During the emergency, alone in his cell, he read biographies. In the writings of Vinayak Damodar Savarkar and Swami Vivekanand, he learned how Sanskrit could unlock scientific, mathematical, and medical knowledge from ancient Sanskrit texts. Sri Shastriji, along with his friends, went to start the Speak Sanskrit movement in 1981 from Bangalore. His method of teaching Sanskrit is to let the students learn it in the same language rather than through another language by translation. Learning Sanskrit can be forbidding exercise for many because It is being taught through translation. To make it easier for students, he suggests learning a language not through grammar but through communicative process. A movement eventually evolved into a non-profit organization, Sanskrit Bharati, a voluntary body committed to the cause of Sanskrit. His efforts led to the development of very popular 10-day speaking course. He has he has dedicated workforce for Sanskrit across the country, which is leading this work in various states. His efforts have also led many universities and colleges adopt the communicative teaching method for Sanskrit. In the USA, SAFL, that is Sanskrit as a foreign language, is a popular course among children of people from Indian origin. Sanskrit Bharati is active over 13 countries, including the United States of America, Canada, United Kingdom, and the UAE. Shastriji has authored 13 books in Sanskrit. Uttishtha Ma Saptaha and Pariskaraha are two most famous among others. He has been awarded Saraswat Sudhakara in 1984 from Kashi Pandit Parishad and Rashtriya Yuva Puraskar in 1985, apart from Padma Award in 2017. Sri Shastriji spends most of his time teaching, teachers training, workshop, making of learning materials, and discussing Sanskrit education with policymakers. He is serving as the chairman of the high-powered Committee on the Promotion of Indian Languages in the Ministry of Education of the Government of India. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sri Jammu Krishna Shastriji.
Hope of the country, energetic, visionary graduates, Shri Rajesh ji, highly learned faculty members, proud parents. I started with future of the country, those who are going to shape the Vikasit Bharat. So you are the people who are going to shape the Vikasit Bharat, who are going to make Bharat as Vishwa Guru. So we are very proud of you. We congratulate you. At the same time, I would also like to tell you, just remember the motto of in Institute of Technology, Madras. Hope you remember the motto. Yes? Yeah. Siddhir Bhavati Karmaja. If you remember its meaning, every day it can be a guiding force for you. I would like to tell about 4 characters of Mahabharata. It has a significance today. See, Bhishma, Drona, Arjuna. You know all these 3. They were the great warriors, and all these 3 were famous for Dhanurvidya, archery. Bhishma was a great warrior, but Drona excelled Bhishma. Later, Arjuna excelled Drona, but there is another person who excelled all these 3. That is Ekalavya. Ekalavya excelled Arjuna also. You know the story. But just see why they learnt archery. Bhishma learnt and practiced archery for the protection of his family throne. वंश सिंहासन रक्षण करने के लिए. For Drona, it was profession, livelihood. Archery was studied and practiced for livelihood by teaching archery to kings and their children. Arjuna wanted to be the greatest artist, Dhanurvidya Pravina in the world. For Bhishma, Vamsha, it was Swartha, his kind of selfishness. My Vamsha, my family throne. So self was connected. For Drona, it was livelihood. My earning, it was also Swartha. For Arjuna, that fame, Akanksha for fame, it was also Swartha. But for Ekalavya, learning archery was not for Swartha. He wanted to protect animals from, ordinary animals like deer, etc., from wild animals. So in order to protect ordinary animals from wild animals, he wanted to practice archery. So there is a famous writer, he differentiates these four characters. When economy excelled all others, because it is the purpose. Purpose determines performance. The purpose was not for Ekalavya, the purpose was not Swartha. So, all the graduates in our future life, I don't say that Swartha is not needed. Swartha will be there as long as we are human beings, as long as we are in this body, Swartha will be there. But Parartha, doing great for help for others, doing something noble, that is Parartha. That should be the primary objective. To excel in life. And that is what we have been taught in our civilization. In our civilization, at the end of the day, you don't ask what I get from it, what I get, what I benefit. That is, we don't ask it. We say what we get or what I can do, what I can give. That is more important. Ultimately, in life, we are remembered for what we give. We are not remembered for what we give. Remember, so after the end of the life, you are not even when Shraddhanjali Sabha is organized, condolence, if condolence meeting is organized, you will not be remembered what you have earned, but you will be remembered what you have given back to the society. We have 5 dimensions. Each one has to operate, work, live in 5 lives: personal life, family life, professional life, institutional life, and social life. In all this, Except the personal life. The personal life is to acquire, get, receive. But why for? To give back to family, to the institution, to the people, to the society, the organization. That is the purpose of the life. And that is what we have to. And, the great philosopher of Bharat called Bhartrihari, in one of his shlokas, Niti Shataka, he differentiates between man or human being and animals. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithuna. These four are common animals and human beings. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithuna. Food, sleep, fear, and sex. These four are common to both animals and human beings. But dharma hi eko visheshaha. Dharma is the only special for human beings. What is that dharma? Dharma is not religion. You search the meaning of dharma. Dharma is different. That dharma is not taught either in schools nor in higher education. Today, the word dharma has a place in different mottos, but not in as part of curriculum. That is why I'm just, before you leave the institution, I just wanted to bring this aspect in your notice. Ultimately, that dharma makes us human beings. I'm talking about the dharma which is in the motto of Parliament of India. How many of us remember the motto of Parliament of India? You will tell the motto of Government of India. Satyameva Jayate. Everyone knows. But the motto of Parliament of India? Dharma Chakra Pravartanaya. What is the motto of Supreme Court of India? Yato Dharmaha Tato Jayaha. I am quoting Dharma from the motto of Parliament of India, from the motto of Supreme Court of India. That dharma, where to bring back that dharma? Not in the temples. I'm not talking about temple or in puja part. No. Dharma in education, dharma in science, dharma in commerce, dharma in administration, dharma in industry, dharma in society, dharma in technology. In all spheres of life, we have to bring dharma back again. And that is the essence of Bharatiya civilization. And that is the foundation of Bharatiya Jivana Paddhati. For that, to understand this, we need to have more in-depth knowledge of many Bharatiya languages. Bharat was never a monolingual country. It was always a multilingual society. Bharatiya society is a multilingual society. People used to know many languages, but slowly we are becoming monolinguals. So, knowledge of more Bharatiya Bhasha. Bhasha brings people together. Bhasha brings languages, brings minds nearer. Language brings hearts together. Some people discuss about diversity. Some people discuss about unity. Some also discuss about unity in diversity. But I would like to discuss about diversity in unity. Diversity is the beauty. Unity is the strength. Beauty of diversity could be sustained only by the strength of the unity. So that has to be, diversity in unity has to be nurtured. And there is one more thing. You see, there is Atmiyata. Atmiyata, affinity in diversity. Affinity in diversity, that makes difference. That makes the difference in this Bharata land. Friends, there are so many such things which we need to re-inculcate in our minds, in our lives. Lastly, because it is not time for long speech, just one thing I would like to appeal. You see, we are, there are hundreds and hundreds of thoughts, great thoughts, which were, blossomed out in this Bharat land. One such blossomed thought is, in our scriptures, 3 types of Shaktis. Shakti is power. Shaktis are mentioned in our scriptures. Remember, Jnana Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. These are the 3 Shaktis. Jnana Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Many people have knowledge. They have the knowledge power. Jnana Shakti they have. But they need not necessarily have Kriya Shakti or Ichha Shakti. Many may have Kriya Shakti. They can do anything. They are very good in execution. Kriya Shakti. But they may not necessarily be good in Jnana Shakti and Ichha Shakti. Some have both Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti, but don't know whether they have Ichha Shakti. Ichha Shakti is most crucial. Ichha Shakti, if you have Ichha Shakti, you can do anything. Ultimately, we do anything only because of Ichha Shakti. I appeal our young friends here, let us have that Ichha Shakti. What type of Ichha Shakti? You decide. Institutions have vision statement. Institutions have mission statements. But does any individual have his vision statement? Does any individual has his personal mission statement for his life? Every one of us should have a mission statement for our personal life. Let us have great, no, we are ambitious for our personal achievement. Can we be ambitious for the development of the nation? Can we be ambitious for the upliftment of the society, poor, neglected section? Why not? Why not? That can be my life mission. Serving and living for a cause, living for a noble cause. So, if we have Ichha Shakti, we can do anything. Ultimately, what Swami Samartha Ramadasa guided Shivaji, asadhya sadhave, asadhya sadhave, achieve impossible. I appeal, my young friends, let us think like that. We will make impossible as possible. We'll create a great country, great nation, great world. Before leaving this body, we should make people around us happy, wealthier, greater. Dhanyavad. Best of luck. Thank you.
Sri Shastriji, I sincerely thank you on behalf of our institute director, our colleagues in the department, and students as well. I am grateful for your words of wisdom, and I'm sure they will be helpful to the graduates in their life ahead. Dear graduates, as your names are called, please come forward to the stage to receive your prizes. To begin with, the prize winners first, Miss Neha Susan Cherian receives, one moment, receives the Dr. Dilip B. Raghavan Memorial Award for the Best Academic Record in Integrated Masters of Arts Program in Development Studies. She, stay here. Neha has been awarded the Institute Merit Prize for the Best Academic Record in the Integrated MA program at the main convocation today. She is the recipient of the Sri M. N. Ramachandran and Srimati Gauri Appadurai Ramachandran Prize for the Best Academic Record in the first 2 years of the Integrated Masters of Arts degree program. I also request Miss Sujusha Ashok to join her, who shares the Dr. Dilip B. Raghavan Memorial Award with Miss Neha for the Best Academic Record in the Integrated Masters of Arts program in the Development Studies. Miss Sajusha also received the Institute Merit Prize for the Best Academic Record in the Integrated MA program at the main convocation today. Mr. Kishan Alakal Sanos was awarded the Professor A.V. Krishna Rao Memorial Award for the Best Academic Record in Integrated Masters of Arts program in English Studies. Now I, sir, now I invite the top 2 achievers Neha and Sajusha Ashok to share their experience in the department on campus, one after the other.
Right. I feel immensely privileged to stand here today as the recipient of all these awards that have been bestowed upon me. And if I had known that I was to make a speech, I think I would have put a lot more thought into it than I really did. But maybe after the last 5 years of over intellectualizing everything in our lives, maybe it's time to finally speak from the heart. And so I would like to place on record my immense love and gratitude for everyone who has made this great web of life that brought me here today. My parents, especially, for letting me run wild with all of my interests. My grandparents, and especially my grandmother, who could not be here with me today, for stubbornly insisting on being proud of me for everything. It really felt good. My siblings, for teaching me to never take myself too seriously. And I love that I shared this prize today with one of my closest friends, Sajusha. Whenever we were frustrated with deadlines and exams and a lot of other things, we would joke that we should have just taken medicine, studied that. And I think you'll also find that in our yearbooks. But in our heart, I know that there is nowhere else she would rather be, and no other happy alignment of circumstances that we'd rather claim as ours. Our department is a place where platitudes abound. There is one that we all collectively hate, which is this degree is what you make of it, or this program teaches you to read and write. In some circles, they call that literacy. Here's something else. Or my favorite, this is the degree where you learn to think. Why, you might ask, do we need help with that? But I would say that these platitudes exist because there is a certain grain of truth to them. We all came here in our fresh year in 2019 with some degree of idealism, some of us more than others. And over the next 5 years, we were disabused of quite a lot of them. Many of us would have briefly flirted with a phase of cynicism as well, I'm sure. Pandemic, a few general elections, and the news cycle tends to do that to people. But after a month in the real world, I know now that there is substance to these cliches that I just mentioned, that it is hard to remember that the world as we know it is not completely inevitable, that what is made can be unmade and therefore remade. And so I want to thank all of my professors for the wonderful, wonderful courses and conversations that they have offered over the last 5 years that made me feel sometimes, as Keats must have felt. He's a writer I learned to admire in Professor Swarna's class. When he first wrote on reading Chapman's Homer, he said, and then I felt like some watcher of the skies when a new planet swims into his ken. The 5 year degree program may not be here anymore, and I know that many of us feel sad about that. But it is my hope that the idealism and the capacious, even, and I say it under advisement, cosmopolitan sense of the world that seeded it will always remain a part of the department and with all of us as we strike out into the world. So thank you all and congratulations to all my graduating friends.
Before I begin, I'd just like to say that my speech is not nearly as articulate or accurate as Neha's. But I remember 5 years ago, around this time, I think it was one of the first times we all met as a class in Madhva Hall for our freshie orientation. And we were wide-eyed, we were enthusiastic, we were optimistic. And like Neha mentioned, the words this degree is what you make if it was thrown around multiple times by our seniors. I'm 5 years down the line, I'm not sure what exactly we've made of it, but what I am sure of is that as a class, we've all grown, as individuals, we've all grown. And I think the department has played a huge role in this transformation. And I'd first like to thank my parents who, like Neha mentioned, allowed me to pursue a degree that's not so professionally oriented and supported me through every decision I took these past 5 years. And to our dear professors, it's funny because those are the three exact words I want to talk about in my speech. They taught us to read, they taught us to write, and most importantly, they taught us to think. This may seem like very basic words, but I think it is one thing I've learned these past 5 years. It's that we always have to think about what opinions we form, where they come from, and they're never set in stone. Thank you so much to our dear professors for, drilling this into our heads through these last 5 years. And of course, to my friends, Neha, Devika, Shreets, and Aditya, thank you for everything. Something that started off as a WhatsApp group to eavesdrop on a conversation in CCD has now become the source of so much joy and so many cherished memories. And to Neha, my travel partner, my study buddy, my work buddy, and the only person with whom I can pant before any deadline, regardless of how trivial it is. There's no one else I'd rather be sharing this award with. And to HS19, congratulations to everybody, and I hope we all meet somewhere down the line in an alumni reunion or anything. So yeah, all the best to everyone.
Thank you, Neha and Sujita. Now I request all the graduates to proceed sequentially to receive your degrees as Ms. Karthika Satyanathan reads out your names.
Thank you, sir. So I'll start with the PhD students. Sainti Chatterjee, Veena Anike, Arya Rachel Thomas, Anchita Krishna, Neelima B, A. Harishankar, Jyoti Mishra, Abnita Mohanty, Rashi Srivatsava, the MA students now, Sridhar S, Abhiram Pavitran O, Aishwarya M. Akash Madhu. Akash Madhu. Alina Harris. Alina Santosh. Atulya Raj. Veera Aditya. Bitul Badran. Devika Dinesh. G. Rohit Reddy. Gauri Raj Verma. Joseph D. Pranati Ram. Kishan Alekal Sanoj. Lakshmi P. Monisha N.M. Narcissus Overi. Neeraj. Neha Susancharian. Ria Esther V. Rohini Dikshit. Yes, Sai Vaishnavi. Sajusha Ashok. Shraddha Nediyadattu. G. Sridhika. Varsha SVG. Siddharth N. Archa Narayan. Aditya Mukherjee. Avantika JP. Nagasaket Rampapu. Akshat Ram J. Ardra M. Gladys Paul. Caroline Martin. Sambodhi Kavole. Kiria Mariam P. Oman. Did we miss anyone's name? I would now like to request Professor Rajesh Kumar to present the memento on behalf of the director to the chief guest, Padma Shri Chamu Krishna Shastri ji. So this brings us to the end of the sixth departmental degree distribution program. I would like to thank the chief guest, the head of the department, all the faculty members, all the graduates, and the family members of the students for gracing this occasion with your presence. Let us all rise now for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्रविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
As you leave this room, refreshments await just outside the hall.
This was